What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video. And today, PFF dropped a mock draft. So, of course, we got to give our input on it because PFF is the big giant on the block. So, let's just check this out. If you guys do like this type of content, if you like mock drafts in general, or even team-based off-season rebuilds and 7-round mock drafts, like, comment, subscribe, join the community, and probably your team's already up. So, if they aren't, drop it down in the comment section below. We'll get that going for you. But without further ado, let's kick right in to the video. Starting off with the number one pick, going Aiden Hutchinson. I keep saying this over and over again. I would probably go after Evan Neal at this pick. I think the ceiling's a lot higher. I think the positional value in terms of what the opportunity cost is of hitting a tackle in the next round versus an edge is a lot larger. But again, there is the potential that Jacksonville is looking to sign Teron Armstead or bring back Cam Robinson on another franchise tag deal, which I think would be $15 million. So I would not go that route personally, but Aiden Hutchinson is still phenomenal. If they want to just hit on somebody and have someone be consistently dominant on their defense year in and year out, I would not complain. I would probably still give it an A- just because, well, if they signed a tackle, I'd give it an A+, because I do think that would probably be one of their best bets because, Caleb Von Chason is similar to what you'd be doing with KT, with taking a swing at somebody with this sky-high ceiling, but also has a little bit of a floor. Aiden Hutchinson can definitely work out in this squad. So again, those are my two little perspectives. I will like this pick if they have a tackle on their roster and just don't want to upgrade from it. So with that being said, you got number 2, Detroit Lions, going Kyle Hamilton. Not a big fan of this pick. Personally, again, Kyle Hamilton's a stud. He is, but I think that safety is just really, even if he's a defensive god, it's just so tough to justify a number 2 overall pick. In the long run, the wins above replacement on that, it doesn't seem valuable enough, even though Kyle Hamilton is, again, one of the best players that we've ever seen at his position. It's just really, really tough to justify spending that high of a pick. Now, if they wanted to trade back with a team like the Jets or the Giants who are trying to go up to get Evan Neal, that is a good spot for him to go if they want to trade back and do that, which could be a contentious pick in a future mock. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Kyle Hamilton is a stud regardless. Again, I'd probably give that a B if that is what happened, because the player is good. The value might not be so good. Texans getting Evan Neal, I dream about this pick. That is the best case scenario possible for the Texans. Guy with the highest ceiling and I think the highest floor out of all tackles in this class. So I love Evan Neal. Number 4, you got the Jets going KT out of Oregon. Yeah, I mean, I would not mind it at all. I would personally, again, go after that offensive line look. But if you're going to be going after a potential number 1 overall pick at number 4, cannot be disappointed. Number 5, you got Ikem Ekwonu to the Giants, another big steal. Again, with that number 2 overall pick being Kyle Hamilton, it kind of threw everything for a loop and kind of giving a lot of good steals to teams as they go down. But of course, we'll see in time because the top of the draft usually changes just based on trades and stuff like that. So Carolina Panthers going Charles Cross would be a great, great decision. It's just going to be very tough to justify taking a tackle when Matt Rule's going to try to keep his job with the QB. That's the only big bummer, is because the people at the controls are ones who are trying to fight for their job, not fight for the team. So that's the big issue. New York Giants going Derek Stingley here. Yeah, he's not even going to be at the combine because he is not ready because of his injuries, showing that his medicals would not check out. I'm a bit concerned, and I know a lot of people are too. I would not be taking a shot with my second first round pick on Derek Stingley. I would not. Especially if I'm the Giants here, where you still have other offensive line talents, you have really good edge talents on the board. You could trade back, and I don't know if this mock has trades, but it's just very tough for me to justify Derek Stingley here. It is, just because, again, the ceiling is sky high, but man, you're taking on a lot of risk. And I mean a lot of risk. And that's all I gotta say about that. Falcons need Trent McDuffie. I think that's an awful pick. Sauce Gardner is allowed, I think, a 19.7 passer rating in man coverage this year. Why not just go with him? Honestly, even in zone, he's also really good too. Trent McDuffie's been consistent, but honestly, the more I watch him, the less I'm impressed. I just don't really think he's that good. And I really would love to just have a full tape breakdown with Trent McDuffie to watch every snap, not these little highlight reels, because highlight reels mean jack shit. You have Trevon Diggs with a highlight reel. No disrespect, Cowboys fans, but if you let up 1,000 yards in a season but have a lot of picks, you kind of balance yourself out that way. Yeah. So, I mean, Trent McDuffie isn't as flashy as Trevon Diggs. I don't see it at all. I don't. Denver Broncos going George Karlaftis. That's a ballsy pick. That is, with quarterbacks on the board. They said that they're going to be very aggressive in their quarterback search. And I think that means that either it's going to be a traded pick or it's going to be Malik Willis. I think that if you decide to go with this pick and decide not to go QB, going after a guy like George Karlaftis when your fan base is expecting a big hit, that is going to piss a lot of people off. And I love George Karlaftis, again, top 10 player on my board. That is just going to be very hard to justify to everybody. Then you got the Jets going Sauce Gardner. That'd be a damn steal. I love him to death. Really good player. Let's go to number 11. You got Drake London to the Commanders. I don't get this. Like, they pretty much have a built wide receiver core. Everybody's saying that the Commanders need to go after wide receiver. The reason why the wide receiver core might not look elite or anything, because on paper they are, is because the quarterback sucks. That's what you need to change. And apparently, I think Washington called the New England Patriots about Mac Jones's price. That is intriguing. Very intriguing. So that kind of shows to me that they might want to try to just get the proven commodity with Jones, but it also shows that they're not trying to swing for the fences like somebody with Malik Willis. Like, if they're going to draft this pick, it might be with more of a safe quarterback like Kenny Pickett. It makes me a little bit more confident in that one. Then you got Vikings game Malik Willis out of Liberty. It's a ballsy pick, but again, if I am Minnesota, I have that many holes, I'd be a little bit pissed off. But again, you got to see what Kirk Cousins could get you, because I would just say, screw it. You know what, Malik Willis, we're going to put you in day one. We're not going to pay $40 million to Kirk Cousins. You could bring in somebody. I mean, who could you bring in? You could probably bring in Case Keenum, for example, trade like a 6 for Case Keenum, or somebody of that caliber where they're a very good backup and they could be for a very long time, and they'd be a very good mentor. Nick Foles, that'd be a good passing guy to have in that backfield as well. Just like somebody to be a good mentor to Malik Willis without having to pay him $45 million a year. And then again, you can get extra picks for Kirk Cousins to fill those holes. That's the only situation where I'd be fine with this. I think that with this pick, you have to make sure that's a hit for Minnesota, because I mean, honestly, you have so many holes that something needs to go right. You got Christian Darrisaw last year, and that was amazing. I love that. I cannot believe he fell to 24. He was my number, I think, 13 player on my big board. You guys can, of course, check it out. I have a video record of everything I say, so it's up to you guys to also check me on that. But I'm very risk averse when it comes to getting Malik Willis on the squad. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun idea. Cleveland Browns getting Garrett Wilson here. Again, my favorite fit to them. I love it. I think he goes number 10 though. Ravens going Tyler Linderbaum. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I love him to death. He's my number 4 player in the draft, but again, he's a very talented dude, and I think he'd be a great fit for this team. The only issue is you have other positions that you might want to target, like edge, but still great value. And again, it's a big drop off after Tyler Linderbaum at the center position. Jameson Williams going to the Eagles. That is an awful pick. Why are you getting a slight upgrade over one of the few receiver archetypes that you have? You literally have Quez Watkins there. Jameson Williams is basically a little bit better version of Quez. Why do you need another Quez? Why not get somebody like Treylon Burks, who's going to actually offer something new to the team? You know, the Philadelphia Eagles tried to offer for Juju Smith-Schuster last year. They offered a larger wide receiver. They didn't go after speed burners. They went after someone who was a larger receiver. It could be someone to take the eyes off of someone like Devontae Smith. Doesn't make sense why you'd ever go after Jameson Williams. It makes no sense at all. So I just don't get it. Also, he's a second rounder to me. Don't at me. When he's in combination with another wide receiver, I would not be pissed off if he's a first round pick, but I just did not see anything that really screamed legit round 1 wide receiver to me. Philadelphia Eagles going Devin Lloyd here. I would absolutely love it. I think that'd be a phenomenal pick. Number 17, the Chargers going Bernhard Raymond. At this point, I just don't expect PFF to do anything right, especially with Bernhard Raymond, because they just have a straight boner for this dude. The guy was absolute trash at the Senior Bowl and had like 3 good reps the entire week. Yeah, you definitely go Chargers. Yeah, if you're talking about Storm Norton having problems, let's just stick Bernhard Raymond, who needs development, right in and see what happens. Like, I feel like this is them overhyping, just like they did Brady Christensen last year. But I think Bernhard Raymond's a lot better than Brady Christensen. I think Bernhard Raymond's a late second at best, and he can develop into a first-round talent. I just don't think that's now. I don't. When you have guys like Kenyon Green on the board who could be an offensive tackle and an offensive guard, I just don't know why you would ever go after Bernhard Raymond over them. And even Trevor Penning. Like, I have Bernhard over Trevor, but in this situation, if you're going to take a shot on somebody and you have a proven commodity on your offensive line already, take the big hit. Do it. Not this guy who's just like okay in a bunch of spots. Saints going Treylon Burks. That'd be a dream. That'd be insane. I would love that. Eagles going David Ojabo as well. Makes sense. I would personally like to go after a different edge than David Ojabo, probably Jermaine Johnson, but that's just me. Steelers going Trevor Penning. At that point, it's like, okay, you took a shot on a tackle. You said, you know what, we're going to bet on this team. We're going to go after a tackle. And with all the Carson Wentz news that's going on, I would pray that the Steelers just get him for like a 3rd-round pick. Dude, it's better than taking the mega quarterbacks of this class is saying, hey, this guy just put up 27-7 in a season. He's going to get kicked out of a team, as well as the fact that he was a former MVP candidate. Take a shot on him. If you can get him for a 3rd-round pick, why the hell not? $30 million? Okay. Like Ben was 25. Like, it's not going to be insane to go and do that. If they do that and get Trevor Penning, I'm a big guy against him, but I would personally be perfectly fine with that scenario playing out. Patriots going Chris Olave. It seems like a good fit. I have Chris Olave being a 2nd-rounder. Not saying he will fall there, just his talent-wise. Raiders going Andrew Booth. I dig it. I do. Cardinals going Travon Walker. Do that myself. Devontae Wyatt to the Cowboys. They have a big boner for Devontae Wyatt to the Cowboys, so we'll go with that. But honestly, when you have Nakobe Dean on the board, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Nakobe Dean's still on the board. I would 100% go that route. Buffalo Bills going Roger McCreary, Mr. Stub Arms himself. I just don't think that he's as good as people say he is. He's solid corner, but I mean, there was a lot of plays where Jahan Dotson made him look like a college corner, not an NFL one. So yeah, I mean, you could even see it on their big board ranking. They don't believe in him either, and they're just randomly slotting him in here, to the Bills. But you can get someone like Kyler Gordon. Tariq Woolen, I think I might start putting him in my first because he's hinted at running a 4.2, like a 4.2 flat. So if he sets a record, he's going to be going possibly up there at the Saints, or not the Saints pick, but the Vikings pick. So it is what it is. Titans going to Kobe Dean would be a damn steal, replacing pretty much he's going to the team where they drafted the guy who he replaced. Kind of makes sense. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going Jahan Dotson would be a steal. I have him a lot higher on my board. I have him probably around 20. Just the guy's an absolute freak athlete, and he's a really good wide receiver. And then Jermaine Johnson to the Packers. I have him up on my board as well, but a lot higher than this. That would be an absolute steal. Dolphins going Kenyon Green would be absolutely insanely perfect. That'd be the best pick of this entire draft right here. Absolute steal. Kyer Elam to the Chiefs. I love it. I know Chiefs fans don't exactly, but I'm a big fan of that pick. Again, you could probably get some really good talent at the end of the second in the edge room. Zion Johnson to the Bengals. I'm a huge fan of that one as well. I do like that. And I'm not the only one who has a 2nd-round grade on Zion Johnson. Look at that. People got on my ass for that too. And then Sam Howell to Detroit. I know Detroit fans don't really like that, but I would just say Sam Howell might be the best quarterback in this class, and you're getting him at the end of the first. Like, this was just pretty much chump change for sending Stafford over there. And honestly, Sam Howell might be the best bet that you have. And until next year, where you might be able to cash in on Bryce Young, which then at that point, trade Sam Howell. Some team will want to pay a first for him. Why not? So that is going to be the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. As always, see you guys on the far side. Peace.